great t-shirt.
Yes. You're gonna have to explain this every single place you go.
This is actually, we've been talking since I worked today that we need to do one with the whole cast.
Yeah.
This is our crew.
The crew and Tom band, our crew band, and there's a battle of the bands up in Vancouver every year. By the way, who's won? Twice in a row.
Who did you beat? I forgot who you beat.
Arrow?
Who's Arrow?
It's a show.
Yeah.
I can't even remember who else. iZombie we beat.
Yeah.
Who plays in the band from Arrow and iZombie?
I don't.
Bunch of losers, clearly.
It's the crew band.
Oh, right.
So all I know is they lost.
We're like literally inventing a rivalry on the spot.
I know. Never existed.
Yeah.
So you guys have a tweet up from the writer's room that says things we want to see in episode 301. There's nothing listed under there. What's listed under there now?
Well, it's funny. What happened was the reason nothing's listed under there is because I erased it because we were taking photos. So that used to actually be full of a lot of stuff. So what happened was our room is wrapped right now. Tennessee took a picture and posted it, but I had already erased it because we were taking photos of everyone. But what happened was we had 2 weeks before we wrapped our room where we started really figuring out season 3. And one of the things I always like to do is start with the slush list. Just like what are all the things we owe?
Wish list.
The things we want to see, exactly. Like what's the fun that we've left on the table? What's the crazy things that we've always wanted to do and haven't had time or whatever? And then just look at that, remind ourselves of sort of what the true norths of the season can be. So it was a pretty fun list.
Suddenly an arc begins to form.
Yeah.
It's very free form, kind of jazz.
Yeah.
Does it change season 3 at all now that you're moving 4 episodes from 2?
No, not so much. The 4 episodes is funny is that they call them standalone episodes, but they're really not in that they move our characters quite deeper almost, because we get to spend like one episode focuses only really on Maze, and we get to really understand what this poor demon who doesn't have a soul, does she really not have a soul? Does she, what does that mean to have a soul? So we spend a lot of time kind of exploring that. And there's also little nuggets, little mythological nuggets that are kind of in each one where somebody just throws out a line and you go, wait, what did she just say?
Yeah, what does that mean? What is that gonna... Like, we know where we want those episodes to air in season 3. What we did is we basically broke episodes that, if they aired in season 2, would set up story in season 3. Or if they aired in season 3, they would just more immediately set up the story. So hopefully when you're watching season 3, you will be going, was that a standalone or was that a regular episode? Because they do fold in really nicely, because we knew no matter what, as much as we wanted them to stand alone, we wanted them to move story forward. Because personally, like that's what I watch the show for. That's what I love all my shows for. But what it really let us do is play. Like, right? We made an episode that's a little darker and weirder. We made an episode that's a little more fun. Like the Maze episode's like a Bond movie. It's like it's Maze bounty hunting. It's really cool,
awesome.
And it's both not our show at all, and it's totally our show. And what we've discovered is, going into season 3, it sort of let us open up what the show is a little bit. Like, we have a great ensemble, and the show is always going to be called Lucifer, and always going to be about Lucifer. But we've got a great supporting cast, and spending a little bit more time digging into those side characters just makes the world richer.
Yeah, when we first got the edict, I have to say we were like, what does that mean? Like, we have a serialized show on our hands. Even though it's procedural, how do we make standalone episodes in a serialized show? Like, it didn't make sense. But then we immediately went to the shows, like X-Files that we love, and some of the episodes that were our favorites are these ones that are just completely, closed-ended, and so then we kind of got excited about it, and I think it did come at the right time, because now we have spent time with our characters and we want to know more about them. So we want to know about Maze, we want to know about, I don't know, who else should we explore? We want to know about Ella Lopez. We want to know
there you go.
things.
We want to know about Lucifer and when he first came to LA. That would be a cool episode.
That would be a cool episode, wouldn't it? To see that first day he landed in LA.
Really neat.
Yeah.
We should do that.
And then what Amenadiel was like back then.
What was he like?
We should do that.
How does that impact what you did at the end of this season then?
Not at all.
Yeah, okay.
So what's nice is we were always building an 18-episode arc. And what was actually really helpful about it is they didn't try to make us like fat. They didn't try to make us either like add 4 episodes in the middle or whatever. They're like, we love this arc. We're really happy with where you are. Have fun. And they really encouraged us, like, go off format. like play around with the way the show works, and we took it and ran with it.
Thank you, Fox.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I was wondering is because of the standalones, did you consider at all like a DC TV crossover at all?
Man,
And what would you do?
God, I would
Note to self.
love to do something like that. The problem is like the Berlantiverse is so tightly wound together. They're their own machine, and then Gotham sort of exists in its own sort of almost time frame. So there's not really a natural show for us to cross over with.
But never say never.
But man, I would
That's
love to.
the thing, never say
I love
never.
those things.
Well, I kind of always thought about Lucifer Constantine.
Yes.
Sure.
We talked, but then he crossed over with Arrow, so now he's part of the Arrowverse. So it's bit. But yeah, he is sort of the natural one, right? I know that. But at some point, I think we'd love to do something like that.
I mean,
It's just.
the thing also, if I may say about our show, is that we can kind of do anything. It feels like we have a little bit of a license to, because we don't take ourselves too seriously, hopefully. So that comes across. So I think if Batman did show up, I don't know, maybe not so weird.
You know what I want to do? Here's what I do. I want to on the next big crossover between all the Berlanti shows. I want all the characters together, and then in the background you see Lucifer just like smoking, looking at them, and then he just like shakes his head and walks away. That's what I want to have happen. That would be the greatest crossover ever for me.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.